I'm Mandy Yarkich from Creative Matters, and you're listening to Creative Matters on Air, where I have conversations with new and established artists from around New Zealand. I love to listen to artists' stories and learn about their creative process, and maybe you do too, which is why I've made this podcast, to inspire, inform and educate. I hope you can take away something positive and encouraging from each of these amazing stories to help you on your own creative journey. Hi, and welcome to Creative Matters episode 22. Thank you so very much for listening. I really do appreciate all your support. Today I'm talking to Donna Massey. Donna is an established full-time artist living and working in Riverhead, Auckland, New Zealand. Her oil paintings are easily recognised for their vibrant, crisp images and bold colours. It never occurred to Donna that she could have a career as an artist. She left school to work in a bank, where she stayed for 20 years, and it wasn't until 2004 that she discovered what she wanted to be when she grew up, and she hasn't looked back since. Donna's love of New Zealand is evident in her paintings. She is madly passionate about the outdoors, in particular the ocean, and is always keen on an adventure. These activities take her to destinations around New Zealand that end up as motivation and inspiration for her paintings. Road trips are big on her agenda. She believes New Zealand has so many beautiful places to paint, as well as the things she discovers in these landscapes, such as old shacks, fishing boats, boat sheds, and beehives. Donna is often found at the beach or on a country road with her camera. Many of these photographs are used as a reference for her painting. You can see images of her beautiful work on our blog, which is on our website, www.creativematters.co.nz, or you can check out her work and shop on her website, longwhitecloudart.co.nz. Welcome to Creative Matters on Air, Donna.
Hi, how are you, Mandy?
I'm good, thanks. It's lovely to have you. Thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, it's so nice to be here.
That's very exciting. It's lovely to meet you. Okay, Donna, let's go right back to the beginning. Can you tell us, please, where you were born and what kind of childhood you had?
Okay, I was born quite a few years ago now at North Shore Hospital in Auckland. I was the eldest of three children, so I've got a younger brother and sister. We had a pretty good childhood, I guess. We spent a lot of time sailing. Dad learnt to sail and we kind of got thrown in the deep end with that. A few exciting trips out to Rangitoto and back. We had a bit at Mangawai, which was where my grandfather lived, and when he passed on, we got to spend time up there. So, really nice memories of Mangawai. And a lot of time at the beach. We were always at the beach living on the North Shore.
Yeah. So where did you live on the shore?
We were in Sunnynock.
Okay.
Yeah.
I grew up in Milford.
Oh, did you? Okay, so the beach would have been a big part of your childhood as well.
Definitely.
And Lake Pupuki, we spent quite a bit of time sailing on Lake Pupuki, and lots of bushwalks and being out in nature, I guess, was a big part.
Sounds idyllic.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I mean, we definitely got growled and all that kind of stuff as well. You remember the good stuff more than the bad, but totally. It was pretty good.
And were you getting quite creative or drawing or painting or anything like that?
Actually,
stage?
My brother he's a really good artist, but he's a perfectionist. So I think he would find it hard to make a living from it because it takes him so long to produce something. But his artwork's gorgeous. And then I always loved art. I did art at high school was my favourite topic, and I got 89% in school C art, so I guess that was the beginning of my journey. I never thought that about being an artist as a career. It just didn't occur to me that that was something you could do.
Yeah, can I just interrupt, Donna? I'm sorry,
sure.
I have to let my dog out. So Massey often makes an appearance in the podcast. So I'll just let her outside one moment.
Yeah, that would be.
All right, so Massey is in place in the sun. So can carry on, Donna. What were we talking about?
Right, so school C art. So
and thinking that you couldn't have a career as an artist.
Yeah, so when I was at school, a job came up at the ANZ Bank, and I had pretty much had enough of school. So I was like, okay, I'll just do that. I'll go and work in a bank until I find out what I really want to do. That finding out what I wanted to do took 20 years. So, and 3 children later. But so I worked full time in the ANZ for, I think, maybe 18 years or something like that. I used to do all the creative work for where I was in the Browns Bay branch. And one time we had to do one for UDC, which I don't think they're still around now, but and I did a big pirate ship made out of big calico sails and got a whole trailer load of sand brought into the bank, which the bank manager wasn't all that happy about, and put glitter in it and made a big chest, and used to do displays like that, and everyone would say, you need to go and be an artist, and I was like, that's not a real job. So but yeah, apparently it is a real job.
Yeah, you proved that.
Yeah.
And it's funny, isn't it? In those days, it was quite a thing to go and work in a bank.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just, quite a common career, I guess.
I guess so, yeah.
And now, I mean, you barely have branches.
No, I know, it's changed. Back when I started, there was no computer. I mean, that's how long ago it was.
Crazy.
You were actually allowed to smoke in the banking chamber when I started, so
amazing.
Yeah, things have come a long way.
Bank books.
Yeah,
I love those bank books.
updating the pass books and all that kind of thing.
You can tell we must be really old. Eh?
Yeah. Things have changed so fast.
Yeah, totally.
It's not that we're that old.
No. So when you were at the bank, were you making or painting or doing anything creative at that time?
Well, I was still at the bank, and a friend of mine went to Long Bay College and did a night school class of painting, and I was like, oh, that looks like fun. So I went along, and it was an oil painting class, so I bought some oil paints, and it was the first time I'd painted on a canvas, which I thought was just amazing. And I did this painting, and then I thought, well, what am I going to do with it? I didn't particularly want it, so I put it on Trade Me, and Trade Me at that time had just kind of started, and got $200 for it, and I was like, wow, that's incredible. So I did another one, and that sold for, I think it was about $380, and I hadn't signed those ones because I didn't realise. So if you've got those paintings, come and see me and I'll sign them for you.
Isn't that amazing?
My first 2 probably, I think.
Wow. And what were they, Donna?
One was of Tikoko, which is cabbage tree and just ocean. And the first one was just ocean. So it was just kind of darkish ocean and land. So pretty basic compared to
what you're doing now.
Progression. Yeah.
That's interesting. And then after you must have been a little bit buoyed by the sales.
I was. Yeah. My third one, it went for $450, and I can remember sitting there watching the bids going up thinking, are they going to be annoyed when they get it? But no, I don't think they were. That was a panga. Yeah, that one.
That's so good.
And then I got people just kind of had seen them and asked me to do commissions, and
where were they seeing them? Just on Trade Me, or
or they'd seen them at the people's houses, right. Or I had a lady I work with commission me to do a piece for her, and then another friend commissioned 2, and then I was just starting to paint more and putting them on Trade Me, so I had a couple of galleries come up and ask if I'd put work in there. So I kind of fell into it. Wow. I was really lucky.
Yeah, well, I don't think it's luck. Yeah, but I mean, how great that you were noticed like that. So I mean, it is good, isn't it, to get your work out there? Definitely,
yeah. And I mean, it wasn't just people approaching me. Then I started that a lot of the high school exhibitions were really good for getting your work in. And so I'd sign up for whichever one of those came up. The Easter Show Art Awards, that was really good. And I think they're still going, or I know they're still going, and they have just a huge amount of artwork in them. So if you're thinking of getting your work out there, that's a really good place to start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. And so you just kind of fell into painting more at home,
Yeah,
but still working at the bank.
Still working at the bank.
And
so I was
and being a
part-time
mum.
at that stage, yeah. And Jack, who's now 21, he was 3, I think, when I started. So then I cut down a few hours as things progressed, and I started to actually make, part of a living. I cut down time at work and did more painting, and then Jack was going to school, so I had more time then as well. So, yeah.
So good. And then, so you were obviously...
And loving it.
Loving it, yeah.
And I couldn't believe that I could actually do that and make money.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just about making money. It's the fact that someone wants to look at your piece on their wall, that they like it enough to pay for it and, look at it every day.
Yeah, it's such a privilege, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And so how long did you juggle that, the part-time at the bank and the part-time painting?
Probably about 2 years, I think. 2 or 3 years. No, 4 years. 2008, I came home from work one day and said to Jeremy, my partner, that I probably wasn't going back to the bank. And he said, yes, you are. And I said, no, I'm not. So then I just started painting full time. So I got paid out some of my pension, or all of my pension, and used that to prop me up while I painted more and more. And
so
got
good.
a few more galleries that took my work, and
and
really
then
good.
From then on, you were basically full time.
Yeah, full time. Yeah.
Wow, so amazing.
Yeah.
What a great story. And you kind of jumped off the cliff a bit, leaving work.
I did. Yeah, I was very scared, but I had to make it work. I'd made that decision, and you don't realise how much of the time is spent marketing your work, because I really just wanted to paint, but I had to learn how to market, and I'd say probably a third of your time is spent marketing and 2/3 was spent painting. So, but things are a bit easier now with social media and all that kind of thing, being able to get your work out there, having websites and that.
Yeah, it's such a big sort of holistic process, isn't it? It's not just painting, sadly.
Yeah.
It's
and
all
it's
the marketing
learning
and business.
How to accept that your work's good enough to sell it yourself. I find it really easy to sell other people's work, a lot more easier than to sell my own. So, but I guess that's where the galleries are good, because they're doing that for you.
That's right, yeah, and we'll get onto that later. So your work is very New Zealand, I would say. Can you describe to us what your work is like?
Well, I find New Zealand beautiful. I mean, who doesn't, really? And I like to travel around. We've got so many beautiful beaches and mountains and lakes and rivers and islands, offshore islands I love going to. Dad ran the naval station on Great Barrier for 13 years, so there were quite a few trips over there and driving up and around the Great Barrier. So, and they feature in a lot of my paintings. In fact, my most painted beach is probably on Great Barrier, with all the boulders, which I love to paint.
Yep.
And it's called Rocky Bay, funnily enough. And yeah, so
what do your paintings look like? How would you describe a painting?
Bright, bold colours. I do some rather unusual sky colours. I usually find I paint blue skies in summer, and then when it's getting colder, I tend to go into yellow and orange skies,
purple.
Probably purple to warm myself up.
Yeah,
while I'm in my
it.
studio.
I love that. I noticed that.
Yeah, I don't know why I thought of doing those bright colours. I just did one and it worked. I think I started with blue, transitioning into yellow, which if you look at the New Zealand horizon, kind of early morning or late afternoon, it's often those colours. And quite often you get the orange in there as well. And then I just made them brighter and brighter and then phased out the blue. So, yeah.
That's interesting. So when you actually started painting when you were at the bank, was it a similar sort of style?
It was actually surprisingly similar.
Yeah.
Quite often I look back and think I haven't progressed
no,
an
it's
awful
not.
lot.
It's just your natural style.
Yeah,
isn't
it's
it?
just what comes out. I think you can't really choose a style. The style chooses you type
It almost
thing.
does.
Yeah.
And so your work is realistic and you're capturing a place often,
Yeah.
or something in a place, but it's still, then I guess you take it to a slightly more abstract place with your use of colour.
I've been told the style's representational, which I was like, good, because I didn't know what it was.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Because it's not realism, but it's based on, like, I like beaches to have recognisable features. So they are actually that beach. And that's why I call them, the title is That Beach. So if someone, it's their holiday home beach or somewhere they visited as a child, they recognise that beach
really connect
as that
with
place.
It. Yeah. And you definitely can tell where it is.
Yeah. But I will take things out that maybe don't enhance the look of the composition or
And how do you think you got into using such bold, vibrant colours?
Could be partly that I like the crisp, clear colours that come out of the tube. Like I change them, but I don't like to muddy them too much, or I just like the clarity of them, I guess, which is what I like about oils as well. Though acrylics, I mean, often you can't tell, and often people confuse my work for acrylic work.
And I've noticed that sometimes some of your work has quite a limited colour palette.
Yes.
And other times it's pretty full on with lots of different colours. So how do you figure that out?
I like to use the same colours that in my skies in other parts of the painting. So often if I do rocks, I have that same colour palette going through from the sky to the rocks. I think it just balances it out, or I just like having limited use quite often. But then again, often I'll paint pohutukawas and they won't be in flower, but I think it just needs that pop of red. So you just kind of have to see how it's progressing. And my stones all have about 3 layers on. So my first coat is the base coat, but it's also a bit of a how does this look coat. And then I can adjust it with the next coat and then put highlights on the third coat. So that sometimes it just builds itself.
And for your underpainting, is it normally a contrasting colour or a same colour?
No, it's usually a bit of a trial and error, that underpainting. So often I will, with colours of sea or rivers, I will do one colour and then it just ends up being a different colour on top, or a brighter version of that colour, or a dulled down version of that colour. So I don't do, because I know a lot of people use, what's that brownie colour? Ochre. But I don't do that because there's quite a lot of white in some of my painting as well. So I want that to be really crisp white.
Yeah.
Especially on rocks.
And your colours are quite sort of true colours in some ways, I guess.
Yeah.
That's because you're not using the different colours underneath, possibly.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah.
And I love the way that you come up with really interesting contrasting colours, particularly again in your rocks. So, you know, there's one painting I'm thinking of that has burgundy rocks and bright blue and yellow and orange.
Right, the different coloured rocks.
Yeah.
When I took that photo, that was on Waiheke, I think. No, Mautatapu. And when I looked at the photo, the rocks were actually those colours, but much paler. I mean, there were kind of turquoisey rocks in there.
Oh, wow.
So that was just my inspiration. It was already there.
That's really interesting.
I enhanced it.
Yeah. So I'm just moving away from colour. You seem to have, you know, a number of different themes around your work. So as I said in the intro, New Zealand landscapes, boats, bays and beaches, sheds and shacks, beehives.
Yeah.
And then also kind of introducing New Zealand plants and that kind of thing through your work.
Yeah.
So can you talk to us about some of those different sort of themes around your work, maybe starting with the landscapes?
Okay, well, landscapes is just travelling around New Zealand and seeing all the beaches. I mean, childhood spent at the beach, and our incredible array of beaches that we have in both islands. Northland's beautiful, of course, Coromandel, even Wellington, you know, the whole coastline. Well, we're mainly such a huge coastline. Landscapes rurally. Shall we go into those?
Yeah.
Just such beautiful rural land as well, and bush. I mean, it's pretty hard to go anywhere in New Zealand and not see nice landscape.
Yeah,
the South
absolutely.
Island is just mind-blowingly beautiful.
Yeah, we're very lucky, aren't we?
Yeah.
So do you actually go travelling with finding, inspiration? Is it a specific sort of trip around what you're going to paint?
Yeah. And I often go with one friend in particular, Libby McCall, who I met at the New Zealand Art Show probably 12 years ago, and often we have Jill White, who has a gallery in Taranaki, who I met there as well. We'll go off together because my family will no longer go with me where they have to stop in fact, Jeremy said, I don't want to see the South Island in 2 metre increments anymore. So he'd had enough of that. So going with other artists, it's like, stop, back up, look, what are we missing? Or go down this side road and see what's there. And so it's really good fun. So we did one trip from Auckland to New Plymouth, where Jill lives. That took us 7 hours. So I think most people it's 5 hours, but there was 2 hours of stopping and taking photos of old buildings and whatever we see on the way. So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. It sounds great. So that part of your process is to look carefully, find something that appeals to you.
Yeah.
And then to photograph it and take the photos home.
Yeah. And we're a lot braver when there's 2 of us as well, because often there's old shacks and you think, oh, should I be trespassing or whatever? But if there's 2 of you, you might get a bit braver and creep around.
Yeah.
Take the photos.
A couple of random women.
Yeah. We look pretty harmless, so we haven't been chased off any properties yet.
That's so good.
Yeah.
And then when you're actually looking for things in particular, what captures you? What sparks your interest?
Light's a massive one, like that early morning glow and that late afternoon with the shadows and that kind of rosy light. That's always good to be out at that time. But of course, when you're on a road trip, you usually plan it ahead of time. You don't know what the weather's doing, so you can't always count on that. But sometimes just being at the right place at the right time. On that same road trip, we came across an old farm building, and it had a stand with oranges for sale outside, or tangelos it was. And I did a painting of that. It was just being at the right place at the right time. That's one of my favourite paintings I've ever done. Unfortunately, I didn't get it made as a print, which in hindsight I should have. Just things that you come across being, the right place.
And do you have an open mind, anything that sort of catches your fancy, or are you particularly looking for sheds and shacks and
we
boats?
Used to always look, because Libby and I both like painting old shacks, so it was great. She does close-ups, really detailed work, and I would do mine further back, so we were never stepping on each other's toes. And in fact, we had a joint exhibition in Ponsonby where we had some of the same artworks from trips that were done in her vision and my vision.
Beautiful.
It was a good idea. And so we used to always look for shacks, but now we kind of look for anything that might be interesting or a good composition.
How cool. And
you don't know when you're going to come across them. They just appear in front of you. And it's like, that'd be great to paint.
Fun. It's like a sort of treasure trove.
Yeah.
Of all these potential gorgeous things.
Especially when you're going places you've never been before. In the South Island, there's many places that we'd never been, and there's still places I haven't been. Obviously, can't travel every road in New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you've got just so much out there for you.
Yeah,
it's like a never-ending, infinite possibilities.
Yeah,
but I can totally understand how your family don't necessarily want to travel with you.
They don't like traveling like that.
No,
in fact, they don't like, even if I get to a beach, we'll just see what's around the next corner. And I mean, you could just keep walking and. They're like, no, we're here just to relax.
Get your towel out, relax.
Yeah. Or up this, climbing up hills or whatever. Let's just scramble up there and see what the view's like.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
So great that you have so much sort of inspiration, isn't it?
Yeah, very lucky in New Zealand.
And do you actually recreate the photograph exactly, or do you add things?
I take things out or I add things. My pahurika was pretty much always in flower, no matter what time of year I take the photo. I think if there's something in there that just doesn't look right, that's the difference between a photo and a painting, I guess. You can just take it out. I often don't put people in my artworks, and there was one time I was on Waiheke with Ricky, who was probably about 10, and we were on Palm Beach. I don't know if you know one end of Palm Beach is a nudist beach. So I had my camera headed off over, and then I was taking photos. I hadn't even realised that I was snapping away at some bare bottoms on the beach. And Ricky's like, you can't take photos over here. And so we quickly retreated with the camera. But obviously I didn't paint the people in that painting.
No. Oh, that's such a funny story. But you don't paint people in general, do you?
I don't.
Clothes or otherwise?
No. Yeah. No. I just like the natural beauty of the place that I'm at. Yeah.
Yeah, that inspires you.
Yeah. I'm halfway through a portrait of Jack that I thought I might do, but he was 11 when I started and it's still halfway through, so I might finish that one day.
Well, that may be where you head one day.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, you never know. And I'm just going sort of more specifically into your practice and process. I have this quote where you're talking about rocks and you say, I love painting rocks, particularly these ones at Awana on Great Barrier Island. I have taken many pictures of rocks on all different angles and spots on the beach, so they are all different. This one also has purple thrown into the colour scheme of the rocks. There is just something I find therapeutic about painting them.
Yes. You don't need to think too much about rocks as long as you get the shadows right. And with my skies, when I change the colour of the sky, you also have to think that now it's not a blue sky, it might be a red sky. You're not going to have intense shadows like the middle of the day. So that's the main thing I guess I need to think about. But I've painted so many rocks that it just kind of flows. So my brain tends to wander to other things while I'm painting rocks.
That's your zen.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, very cool. And I've noticed with your skies, you don't often have clouds or anything happening. It's quite a one coloured in general, is that right?
Yeah, I used to, when I first started, I used to do a lot of clouds, but it's really hard. If you do a red or orange sky, it's quite hard to, I guess you often see sunsets with clouds, but I find the colours don't look quite right. I don't know. I just like the clarity, I guess, and the blend. Yeah.
Because you often have
You've got enough
gradient,
colour. Yeah.
don't you?
Enough colour already, I guess, in the sky. You don't want it dominating too much.
And also, is it the simplicity of the sort of one colour or just a gentle gradient?
Yeah. I usually just do a blend. And I mean, when you look at the horizon, it's always lighter near the sea or on the horizon line, getting darker. So as long as you kind of follow what's happening in nature to a degree. Yeah. Yeah. So on saying that, no, I have swapped some of my yellow and had red down the bottom, but generally kind of go with what's with nature, but slightly enhanced or changed.
It's very effective. So the boat connection, I guess that maybe that goes back to your childhood.
My childhood, and Jeremy, my partner, is a boat skipper, so many trips on boats over the years. I actually worked part-time as a deckhand on a boat. Well, part-time, I did a few trips over the years. Yeah, I love being out on the water, so boats. And I love old fishing boats, as long as they're not big trawlers. Kind of, if they're just little longliners with floats on or, buoys. Yeah, they've got a bit of character and they're part of the history of New Zealand.
And do you actually go in and sort of learn about the places and the things that you find in places and find out the stories?
I love to. I love to find out if there's any history. And that's where social media is really good. I painted a batch up at Bland Bay and ended up, someone commented on it that it was where they'd spent their childhood and they played cards in this batch with grandma and granddad. And then there was a whole thread of conversation followed from people that had seen their comment. And I just loved that. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's so beautiful. Such a lovely connection.
Yeah. And when people come up to you and say, you know, I spent my childhood here, or I know that batch, or I know that piece of land, or it's really special. Yeah.
And do you do a lot of research around what you're painting?
Not really, no.
It's more a visual connection to start with.
Yeah.
And then that leads to beautiful stories and connections after you've painted it, which is nice.
Yeah. I mean, often if you kind of discover a place, then it's nice to look into it, but I guess you don't know what's coming.
Yeah, that's right. Oh, that's so interesting, isn't it? It would be lovely. I mean, that's, I guess, the nice thing about painting something that's a bit more realistic is that people can actually connect and recognise parts of it.
And tell you their story of their part of. Yeah.
And where do you think the inspiration for the sheds and shacks comes from?
I think Kiwis in general love corrugated iron and number 8 wire. I think it's in our DNA, really.
Yeah. And they're very cool looking, aren't they? Sheds.
Yeah. They've got a lot of character, especially around New Zealand. I think probably a lot of people keep sheds on their property that they just don't want to pull down that maybe leak and all that kind of stuff just because they look so good.
Yeah, there is a lot of that, isn't there, in New Zealand?
Yeah. It's part of
rundown
kind of rural
sheds that aren't used. Yeah, they're very iconic New Zealand, part of New Zealand countryside. And then the beehives, I mean, that's obviously just another thing that you find in your landscape.
Yeah,
How
I
did
love
that come about?
I mean, bees are incredible and I'd love to have bees. But our beehives are just beautiful as well, the colours and everything they kind of entail. Like without bees, we haven't got anything really. Yeah,
they're great. They remind me of little gift boxes.
Yeah,
stacked up on top of each other with beautiful colours. And then sometimes you there's that pink one where you've got pinks and yellows and blues in your beehives.
Yeah,
and then you make your sky pink,
the colour.
Yeah, you kind of take the colour that you're finding in the beehives, and then
that was the inspiration for that sky. And that was down by Lake Hawea in the South Island, and Libby and I spotted those and had to go scrambling up this hill like beehives. So but those mountains that are in that painting were like the beehives were right there in the most scenic spot.
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, so the colours were a lot paler, so I enhanced the colours on the beehives and then have a little pink sky to match.
Love it. It's right up my alley, to be honest. A little bit of pink. And your paintings have a real sort of sense of calm and stillness and warmth. I guess that's the use of colour that makes, gives you that sort of feeling of warmth. But is that how people have responded in the past? Yeah,
I think I'm quite a calm, generally happy person. So I think that's reflected in my work. I don't often get annoyed or angry or upset. Things kind of flow over me quite generally. So I think, that's just
comes through
what comes out on my canvas.
I love that. Very cool. I think we could be friends.
I think so. We've had a few laughs today.
Yeah, a few laughs for sure. And out of interest, do you ever create work that's different to this style?
I have tried to do an abstract when I thought painting abstract might be quite easy, and discovered that it's very, very difficult. And my abstract ended up looking like a kind of simplified version of my landscapes that I do. So that one's still a work in progress.
Yeah.
And my hat goes off to people who create abstracts. It's really a lot more difficult than people give it credit for.
Yeah, it's
sometimes.
really interesting, isn't it?
Yeah. And I would love something to just come out and be able to express it on canvas, but I've stood in front of that canvas for quite a long time now.
It's funny, isn't it?
And
I
just
think
gone back to my landscapes
yeah,
that I know.
and it's interesting, isn't it, how sort of embedded your sort of style is. You know, that it's kind of just there. And like with my abstract work, it's just so much a part of me, and it's just what I always think of is in that form. And you're probably always thinking
I can't even envision
landscape.
how that might be. When I envision that, I envision kind of a sky and sea.
Yeah, and some hills.
Yeah,
I know. It's interesting how it's like we're all wired slightly differently and respond to different things.
Yeah, and everyone loves different artwork, which is fantastic. I mean, New Zealand's a great place to be an artist, and I think New Zealanders are really open to all different styles of art. So, yeah, it's good that we're all into something different and create something different.
Yeah, absolutely, and have our own take on it, I guess.
Yeah.
And so are there any artists who particularly inspire you?
I went to a Graham Sydney exhibition in Rotorua long before I started painting, and I guess his works always resonated. I just couldn't believe it when I saw it. Tim Wilson has got the most beautiful artwork. I mean, I think he's New Zealand's highest selling artwork, so it's not just me that loves him.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Yeah.
They're probably the main two, I guess, both being landscape artists. But then I love all, like, so many styles of artwork as well. Yeah.
And so can you tell us, from woe to go, the process that you go through for making one painting?
Because I do oils and they take such a long time to dry, I have about between 10 and 14 works on the go at one time. So I'll gesso, put another couple of coats of gesso on, do my first coat of sky, maybe first coat of sea, and then another coat of sky 4 days later, and build up each painting like that. So quite often there can be parts of the painting that might have 8 or 10 layers on them by the time I get to the end. I usually start with more intricate work in the morning when my brain's fresh, and then I'll move to bottom coats or mid coats later in the afternoon when my concentration's not quite so high. And then some days you just feel like doing one, so I've got the choice there of kind of 10 works that I can work on, apart from a couple that might not be dry enough to work. So
that's quite good, isn't it, to have that option?
Yeah, it is. And they're all spread out over my studio, so I'll just go, I need to do that on that one. So yeah, it takes quite a while to get one finished because you just do bit by bit as you go along. So it probably takes a couple of months, and sometimes longer, sometimes 6 months from the time I start a work until it's finished.
Wow.
Especially ones that aren't going well. They can take longer.
And sometimes they have to go into timeout.
They do. Yeah, they do. They go in the naughty corner.
Until they're ready to come out and behave themselves.
I had one in the naughty corner for about 2 years. And then when I brought it out, I felt like I'd improved. It didn't seem as hard. I felt like I'd learnt so much in those 2 years that it then became a lot easier. And it was one of my favourite paintings I'd done at the time. And in fact, my brother owns that one.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? So is it actually, do you think it's experience, developing skills, or is it actually just where you're at?
I guess it's practice. You're just, developing skills. You're just learning every painting you do. You're learning a little bit more, I guess.
And was that the problem with that one, that you didn't know what to do with it technically?
Yeah,
or was it,
yes. It just seemed too hard. It was kind of a bit of a bird's eye view of rocks and rocks going into the water, and I just got stuck on it, and I just put it away. And then every time I looked at it, I was like, no, I'm not ready for that one yet. And then one day I just went, yeah, okay, I'll do it this way. And I think I'd done some other rocks that was similar, and when I finished it was one of my favourite I'd done at that point.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So to our listeners, it's worth hanging in there.
Persevere.
2 years later, you came back to it.
Yeah.
And then you were really happy
Yeah, I
with
was
it.
really happy with it. Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Sometimes paintings just don't really work for you, and you've got to kind of give it some space.
Yeah. You have to be in your right space to carry on with it.
Yeah. And it's a good idea to have quite a few on the go so you can kind of choose what you feel like, I guess.
That's right. Yeah. Some of them I start and they just flow from start to finish. And but they don't always necessarily look better or sell more easily or appeal to someone more. It's just your feeling about that painting, I guess.
And why oils?
I like that they flow easily. They don't dry quickly, so you've got plenty of time to blend, which is an advantage with my skies. I also like that there's opaque and qualities with them and transparent as well, so you can use them to build up colour over water and see what's underneath. I don't know, I suspect you can probably do that with acrylics as well, but
maybe not as easily.
Yeah, maybe not as easily. Yeah.
And you've always worked in oils?
Always, yeah, right from my very first painting, yeah. I did try at one point doing acrylic skies just to get the drying process a little bit sped up, but I didn't really like them, so they dried too fast.
Yeah.
So
once you're used to the long drying process, it's quite hard to change, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I most people I talk to, once they are into oils, they don't look back.
But I think it's the health aspect of oils that puts some people off.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never tried oils myself.
Oh, you should.
Well, I did. I did a class once in oils, but I don't know.
It's hard once you get used to a certain medium and of course you build up all your stock. I mean, I've got hundreds of tubes of oil paint, so and all the mediums that go with it, and
it's quite a different process though, isn't it, really? To acrylics.
Having that drying time can be frustrating if you've got an exhibition looming. Totally. You have to really think ahead with the wheels.
So just talking about exhibitions and that kind of thing, what sort of work have you done with showing your work? I mean, you're obviously connected to certain galleries.
Yeah, I've got 6 galleries throughout New Zealand that take my work. I also had my own gallery in Riverhead for quite a while, which gave me a new appreciation for the amount of work it is to have a gallery and managing artists and not just worrying about yourself.
So that gallery, that was in Riverhead. That's northwest of
that was
Auckland.
open for about 4 years. So I had a lot of locals come in. So there's a lot more of my artwork around Riverhead now than there was previously. I've got a piece in the Riverhead Tavern restaurant, which I get quite a few inquiries from. So people are sitting there eating lunch or dinner and gazing at my artwork.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, that was really good. That was really nice of Paula and Stephen to put that down there for me.
And so was the gallery mostly your stuff, or you had locals?
I had artists from all over New Zealand and pottery and glass and
great.
Yeah, it was really good. I really enjoyed it. But being open all the time, I had to get used to people seeing my work half done, because I can see in my mind how it's going to look, but I know other people can't. I was like, it's not going to look like that. It's not finished. It's got a long way to go yet. So, but I got used to that.
That
after
would be
a while.
strange. And so your studio was part of the gallery? Yeah.
My studio was at one side of the gallery, so I could paint, and then when people came in, I'd just keep painting and until they were ready to.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's good in that way that you're working on your paintings. Well, there's nobody in there.
Yeah.
But then also you're exposing your practice partway through.
Yeah.
Which can be
and
hard.
apologising for how it's looking.
It would be tricky, and how did you find that experience?
I really enjoyed it. It was good. Yeah. It was hard not being able to just get up and go when I wanted to, like head off to a beach to take some photos, or I had set hours. So after going from the freedom of doing whatever you like, really, though still being disciplined enough to get the work done, because otherwise you don't get paid at the end of the week. But so that was a little bit trickier. And then I've got a dog that barks as well, so I hunt away. So trying to kind of, juggle everything. I decided to wind up the gallery a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Oh, it's a shame, but a neat thing to do.
Yeah. I did really enjoy it.
And did you find that you sold your work through that sort of forum quite well?
That was really good for selling my own work. People just coming in that hadn't seen my work before, that I hadn't reached in other mediums.
Yeah. And I think it's a real treat for people to actually speak with the artist and make a deeper connection to the work.
That's where a lot of the shows like the New Zealand Art Show and that type thing where you're there on site with your artist wall, I think works really well. People get to talk to you and vice versa. You get to see the people that are buying your paintings, which you don't get to do with galleries. So that's a really nice connection.
Yeah, that's so good. And so can you tell us about that kind of work that you're doing? I know you sometimes have little pop-up exhibitions and then are you still showing your work in schools?
I haven't done a school exhibition for a while, and I haven't done the New Zealand Art Show for a couple of years either. I just haven't had enough work to do it. I did a pop-up shop with Libby in Ponsonby, which I mentioned earlier, which was great. But no, I'm selling more work online and through the website, that I haven't done one of those exhibitions for a while, but yeah.
But you enjoy that kind of
I do.
work?
I love that. Yeah. Apart from talking so much about your own work, and I don't really like the salesy side of it, but I like the social side of it.
It's
with the artists
one.
as well as customers that are coming through the door. Yeah.
But do you feel like people would sort of connect with your work more if you're actually speaking with them about it, or do you feel like your work doesn't need that?
It probably doesn't need that because people know the place often or just want a piece of New Zealand. I've got artwork all over the world where people have just said it just reminds them of home. So that's good, and they haven't met me, but often there's emails that go between, and I usually there's usually a story behind most artwork, so and I'm always happy to share that,
which is
how
so
they've
nice.
come about.
And I noticed on your website, you really put a personal touch to the work that you've got up on the website. For example, for one of the paintings you had on your website, you had the accompanying text was, "Just down the road from Mum's is Browns Bay with its lovely outlook on Rangitoto Island. I love Rangitoto and spent lots of time in the Hauraki Gulf on boats as a kid."
Yeah.
And that's on your website accompanying an artwork that you have prints of. And I think that was really nice, a nice touch. You know, you seem to put that little personal touch in there, which helps people, I think, to connect to you as the artist and to the work.
Right. I hadn't really thought about that. I mean, New Zealand's just so beautiful, and there's so many places that you can connect with, or you do connect with, like the Hauraki Gulf and the outer islands of the Gulf. I mean, they were a big part.
Yeah.
So, and Great Barrier has a lot of special meaning to me as well. So I paint that a lot. I mean, it's beautiful, so it's pretty easy too.
It's a lovely spot. But, so your father...
Yeah, he ran the naval station there for 13 years. So I would just ring him and say, see some good weather. Can you pick me up? I'm coming over. And so we'd just drive around. He was happy to just drive me around wherever I wanted to take photos. And there were plenty of fishing boats, plenty of beautiful beaches. And he knew the island quite well. So I had a good tour guide.
That's brilliant. That's
and we'd
beautiful.
always go fishing, which I enjoy.
Yeah.
So, it was pretty good.
That's so nice. Nice connection with your dad.
Yeah, really nice. Yeah.
And do you do many commissions? Is that part of the way you work?
I have done quite a few commissions over the past. I'm trying to do less commissions because I find them quite stressful for a start, but when I've done them, I'm really happy that I've done them, and there's been some really lovely stories. And when people have walked in, I've thought, no, I don't want to do that. And then I hear their story and go, I have to do that.
Really?
So, like places where they grew up with, like grandma's house or a special beach or Yeah. I prefer, if I can, to go and take my own photos, because often you'll get quite a difficult to see photo, or you might not see what's in the background. You have to make it up, knowing that that person knows exactly what's in the background, but you don't. So,
And
but
I guess
then I
the
can
light
just ask them
as well. You want to capture the kind of light that you want to paint.
Yeah, that's right. And just kind of get the feel for the place as well, because there's more than just how it looks. Like most places have a feeling as well. So, yeah,
that's a nice
that's
part
quite
of the
hard
process.
to paint from a photograph.
Yeah,
in that way.
the better that you've been there to experience it.
See kind of the wider area
and if you make some changes to the scene, which I know you sometimes do with your own paintings, do you feel like with commission you can't do that?
You can't. I feel like you can't do that.
Is that hard?
Though quite often people say, I want this thing, but in your style. So do be more free, be free with it. So that's okay. You kind of can then.
And I guess
but I also don't want to give them
you
a shock, because people will have an image in their mind of how it looks. And then if you come up with something that's not really that too far from that, they might not be too happy.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, commissions. But I guess they've come to you because they like your style and your use of colour.
Yeah.
And they want your representation of that.
I haven't had someone say that they hate it yet, so
that's good.
Yeah, that's good.
That's a good sign. Yeah.
I have had a couple of people cry, but hopefully it's with happiness, not horror or shock.
I'm sure it would be happiness, I'm quite sure. So you obviously have to, work hard on your business and selling your work and that kind of thing. So apart from the galleries and the exhibitions that you have, how else do you promote yourself?
I think a lot is word of mouth. I've been in calendars, the New Zealand art calendar, since 2011, every year since then. So it's on a lot of people's walls because that's sold through Whitcool, so it's quite a well-known calendar. In the 2022, there's a calendar that's just my work. So that will sit on lots of walls as well.
But
great. I don't know. I just get quite often emails from the website, especially from overseas. That's generally through my website. Yeah.
And so you sell prints through your website?
Yeah.
And originals?
Yes, both.
When you have them?
Yeah, when I have them. Yeah.
And how do you go with social media?
I need to work more on my social media, I must say. As soon as I do a new painting, it goes up on my Facebook page, but I could probably do more that way. But I don't often have a lot of paintings sitting around that I need to sell. Sometimes they will sell before I've finished them, which is always nice.
That's great. And how do you make that happen?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Just people contacting me or coming into the gallery, or, well, not that the gallery's running, but just coming in to the studio and having a look.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they like something that's been partly made.
I've got, well, they can see how it's progressing, and which always makes me a bit nervous too, because that's not how it's going to look at the end. I've got quite a few customers that have more than one artwork as well. So, several that have, I think one chap has 7.
Wow.
And a lady with 5. So they know my work and keep an eye out for it.
Word of mouth often is good like that. And you've got your Instagram page, which you don't use as much. It's mostly
I need
Facebook.
to get that going as well. So
on the to-do list.
Yes.
Well, I put the links on your blog post.
Oh, thank you.
If anyone wants to have a look, and your website, obviously. How do you find marketing yourself?
It's got easier over the years. You kind of learn how to do it. I guess it's a bit of a trial and error as you go along. But I mean, we're so lucky now with the internet that you have access to everyone, really.
And do you work hard on promoting yourself, or do you just
probably not as hard as I should?
Your paintings?
I prefer to work on my paintings, but it's a part of being an artist these days, I think, unless you've got a gallery that is a dealer gallery or really well known, then you have to get out there and promote yourself. It's just a fact of life, really.
Yeah, and really it's a business
Yeah.
as well as a
Yep, you have to
creative
run it as a business.
outlet.
And I have a time thing for every painting that I do. And so every time I start one, I write the time I start and the time I finish each day. So it is run as a business. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. You have to really, don't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's never easy.
No, I mean, there's definite perks to being an artist as a business, like road trips that, I mean, they are hard work but there's so much fun as well.
And that's part of your practice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Part of your process.
Yeah. Without going on the trips, you've got nothing to paint. So
that's right. So obviously a happy place for you in your process is your road trips. What else do you love about what you do?
I love every part of it. I love, often if it's a nice sunny day, I'll take my easel and canvas outside and just be outside painting. The whole process. I love starting them. I love painting the middle. I love finishing them. And quite often I'll finish a painting and I'll look at it and I think, oh, that's terrible. No one's going to buy that and it needs fixing. But I often step back and just leave it. And usually by a couple of months, I go, oh, no, actually, that's okay, that one. So it pays to not fiddle with them too much, like sometimes step back. But yeah, there's nothing I don't love about painting.
So good.
I mean, you do have to be disciplined. I could faff around in the morning and not get into the studio. But as soon as I get in there, I feel like this is what I'm meant to be doing. This is what I love to do.
Isn't it
and thank
amazing?
goodness I've discovered it.
So great, hey? We're very lucky.
Very lucky, yeah.
And I mean, a few guests have said that they can't not be painting. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, I do feel like that. If I don't do it, I get withdrawal symptoms from not doing it. So, yeah. And it's such a satisfying process, yeah.
So lucky, aren't we?
We're so lucky in New Zealand as well that New Zealanders embrace buying art, because without that, we wouldn't be able to, I couldn't afford to buy the canvases and paint that I go through.
Yeah, that's right. That's a great thing. And what have you never tried in your art practice or process that you'd like to explore further?
Oh, that's a tough question. Possibly portraits. I mean, I've tried half of one. Jack's not very impressed with how it looks, but it's only halfway through. I don't know. I guess it just kind of grows with you. Just the more you do, the more you discover, you stumble across things and see if they work. Yeah, I think I haven't found whatever that is yet.
No, and you feel like you said earlier, you know, you've got a massive sort of a massive area that you can explore further.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that's the landscape of New Zealand.
Yeah, I guess a painting I did quite recently was of surf. It had land in the background, but it was quite close up, transparent surf. And I really loved painting that. That it was quite different from other things I'd done. So, or it was in more detail. And so maybe more close up work of water. I don't know.
And, you know, just going back, we haven't really touched on this in this podcast, but you are self-taught.
Yeah.
And you didn't go to university to do a fine arts degree?
No.
You've done some workshops?
Yeah, I did one night school, but that was about it. I have questioned the staff at Gordon Harris quite a lot about the technical side of how things work and what paints work with what and what's the best medium and
Gordon
all
Harris
that kind of stuff.
Is a New Zealand art supplies store.
Yeah. That's it's the closest one to me in Albany. So yes, I love the girls in there. They're really knowledgeable and help you. And I guess just talking to other artists and spending a lot of time looking at other people's artwork and all that kind of thing.
And you obviously had the talent there from the beginning. Natural talent.
I don't know.
Well, you did well at school.
Yeah, I did well at school. Yeah.
And how do you find being self-taught? Do you think that's actually enriched your process and practice or hindered it?
I think it probably has helped it. I don't think I'm too influenced by other people's methods, or I don't know. That's a hard one because I think you could probably learn a lot from going. I should probably do more workshops. I'll probably expand a lot more, but yeah.
It's hard to know, isn't it, really, how much it's obviously a good thing.
Yeah, I mean, you only know what you know, so I don't know if going to other workshops,
But what do you think has been good for your practice in that?
Doing it, just actually getting out there and doing it, getting out there, putting the paint on the canvas, doing the work. There's probably no easy way around it. Just,
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, obviously that's a good piece of advice for someone starting out on their creative journey. Do you have any other advice for somebody who really wants to get making?
Just get your artwork out there, get it in front of eyes. Yeah. Get it to exhibitions if you can. The school ones are really good because that's a whole set of different people that are looking at your artwork that might not go to galleries or exhibitions. So, apply for things and don't be scared. Just go for it. Do it. Just do it. Yeah. And it makes you feel good doing it. So,
yeah, that's right. And just devoting enough time for your practice.
Yeah.
It's important, isn't it? So, Donna. There's the dog.
She just had to.
She's like, I just want one more little appearance in this podcast, please. Okay, back to us. Dog sorted. Just your last question, really, Donna. What is in the future for you, do you think?
More painting, obviously. I tend to get larger as time goes on, so my average canvas size has gone up. Probably 2 or 3 years ago would have been 1200 by 600, and now my average size is 1500 by 750, which is quite large, and I've got a 2 metre by 1 metre on the go as well. So yeah, going big.
Exciting.
Yeah, I love painting
exciting.
big. The trouble is they can't fit in my car anymore, so transporting them at that size is a little tricky, but they're good fun.
You can work your way around that, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, that sounds very exciting. Well, it's been so nice to meet you, Donna.
Oh, you too, Mandy.
It's been fun. We've had quite a laugh, and I can imagine us actually having a glass of wine at some stage.
I think
Riverhead.
we should. Yeah,
for sure. So thank you so much for joining me.
Oh, thanks for having me.